Hey guys, want to mention that video. So sorry that I'm in a bit of a new location. I'm down in Newcastle at my grandparents' place and have some time myself. So I thought I would make this video for you guys, and that is of course about one of my favorite anti-heroes of all time, Catwoman. Because I feel like that we need Catwoman in the DCU. Because I feel like after the DCU, I was so shocked that we didn't even get a new version of Catwoman. Like, we didn't get one until Matt Reeves, the Batman, which I think Zoe Kravitz did great. But I think that there are some aspects I like about Catwoman that wasn't really captured in that version of the character. Because I think that there's a lot of things that James Gunn could do with the character. Because, like, I'm going to explain to you what I like about the character, but also why I like her as a character and why I prefer characters like her than characters like that Batman would normally fight, like Joker or someone like that. And that's maybe because that, like, look, I love Catwoman. Not only is there's a storm in the way. Not only is she, like, you can get so many beautiful actresses to play her, because I mean she is partly there for eye candy, but also it's one of the things where it's like you can also make good stories with her. And I think that the Batman did a really good story with Catwoman, but it wasn't like a story that I would have done. I would do something more like you could do so much stuff with Catwoman. Like, what I love about the Catwoman character is her relationship with Batman, and we never really got to explore that. The closest that we've gone is Batman Returns, which is my favourite Batman movie of all time. The relationship of her and Batman in that movie, like, even though that's not necessarily them, even though that they didn't know each other for long, you get the whole relationship of them. Like, you get the sexual tension scenes, you get the relationships, you get the sex, you get the quiet moments between them, you get the romance, the subtle romance, you get the fights and all that, and you get what a Batman and Catwoman relationship is that you expect out of a relationship like that. Because that is my favourite version of the Batman and Catwoman relationship. But my second favourite is the 1960s version of it. I'm not saying that you need to go that direction with the relationship, but because like I feel like that the relationship, they kind of shifted the way that the relationship was going with the Lee Merriweather and Eartha Kitt versions of the character. Not that they were terrible versions of Catwoman, but I think it was just one of those things where it's like in a completely different direction than Julie Newmar. Julie Newmar's version of Catwoman and that version of the relationship was so interesting, where it would be a time where, like, she would get Batman captured and she would take Robin to like that whole episode where she tries to get Robin to cut the rope and chop Batman into little pieces, or the episode where they're going out and getting milkshakes with each other. Like, I'm not saying go that level of camp, but you could do interesting stuff like that. Like, the reason why I love the Batman Catwoman dynamic is because of that sort of stuff. Like, or even the episode where Batman's trying to not get Catwoman to fall into the water because Catwoman's trying to get away from Batman, even though that Batman wants to put her in jail, and she like falls back and lands in the water, or even in that continuity, right, the anime movies. If we take Batman: Return of the Crusaders and Batman vs Two-Face into account, we get the whole thing of like the relationship of like how she wants to kill Robin, but Batman doesn't want to kill Robin, so she falls off the blimp and then goes into a smoke tank, and then we thought that she's dead, but really in Batman vs Two-Face, the sequel to that movie, she's still locked up in a cage, and Batman and Robin are late to this test that Harvey Dent is a part of because Batman's too busy talking to Catwoman in the jail cell. So, like, that's the interesting thing, like, because, like, when you, I mean, even though that, I mean, I actually haven't seen Dark Knight Rises in its entirely, so I don't have any say on how they portray the Catwoman Batman dynamic in that film. But I do think that there is something about the Catwoman like relationship that can be very interesting. And like if you're doing the Bat family in the DCU, I feel like that is something that you need to capture, because you're already going to have relationship dramas within the DCU anyway, because James Gunn said he's going to do the Bat family, so that means we're going to get Nightwing, we're going to get Batgirl, so we're probably going to get a relationship there, but then we're probably going to get a Nightwing and Starfire relationship, which is probably going to be the thing, right? And then, but then we're also going to get our relationships. We're going to get, like, I don't want to spoil my top 10 relationships I want to see in the DCU, but right, like, we're going to get that stuff. Like, the DCEU, we didn't get any of that. Like, the only relationship really we got was Lewis and Clark. It was just one of those things where it's like, I mean, that's just the most common relationship that you can get. Even though I like Lois Lane and I like Superman and I like them together, like, I want to see, like, try and branch out that bit of the relationship and go into other characters that Superman can have relationships with, right? Like, apparently he's had relationships with Diana. Like, because even, like, the Lego games and stuff, they'll be going out for dinner in the Lego games and stuff. Like, there's stuff you can do within the DCU that is those type of relationships. But that's why I want to see Catwoman and Batman together, because I think that Batman and Catwoman is such an interesting dynamic, because they also end up, if you guys don't know, I only just learned this recently, but they end up getting married, then they have their kid, which is Huntress, and Huntress continues the legacy of Bruce Wayne and Selina, right? Going out and seeking vengeance on the city, and then that's how you get the whole Birds of Prey, because Batgirl's still alive and stuff like that. So it's like, there's ways you could do it. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that Catwoman is a character that, like, if I was given a, like, if Warner Bros. Came up to me and go, like, alright, you can make a Batman movie. What villain do you want to use? And I would go, like, Catwoman. Catwoman's the only character I would want to use. And I bet you I have made scripts where the story is centered around Catwoman, but it has other villains within it. Like, I've made scripts that it centers around Batman and Catwoman and their relationship, whether if it's like them talking to each other, having some serious talks or some relationship talks, or whether if it's them in battle scenes and stuff like that. Like, there's even so many interesting things. Like, There's even a bunch of fan films on YouTube of exploring the Batman and Catwoman relationship. Like, there's so much of that, and we haven't really got any of that in the films. And Batman Returns is the closest to an actual Batman-Catwoman relationship that we've gone that is actually serious and not camp like the 66 series. Even though I like the Joel Newmar, Adam West Batman-Catwoman relationship, I don't think that's... I don't think there's a way to make that version of the relationship grounded in reality type of thing, you know? So I think that's one of the things. So it's like, I really want to see Catwoman because she's actually a really strong, independent character and is clearly one of my favorite, other than Harley Quinn, one of my favorite Batman villains out there because of the relationships because of the dynamic that she has with Batman and her backstory with Batman and their stories that they go together. Whether if it's the Joel Newmar take in the Batman 66 comics or the original series or the 2 anime movies that came out, or it's the Michelle Pfeiffer Michael Keaton relationship that's in Batman Returns. And I think that there's a lot of I don't even mind Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson's relationship in the Batman. It's just, I think that I just hope that within the Batman Part 2 and even the third Batman movie, that Catwoman comes back and they progress on that relationship and we get to that point where it's almost like the Batman Returns kind of relationship. Not necessarily the same type of thing, but the way where you get the love story, you get the you get the relationship, you get the teaming up with each other occasionally and stuff like that. So if we get that in the future Robert Pattinson movies, I'll be all over that. I'll be like, yes, this is what I want from the Batman. And I still love the Batman, but I think that the Catwoman Batman relationship was one of the main bits I was disappointed in. If you go back into my original review, that's one of the things that I mainly talked about was it was a great movie, and I preferred it way more than the movies that kind of do get hyped way too much, in my opinion, which is the Dark Knight trilogy. Even though I love those movies, I prefer them way more than those. I prefer it way more than those movies because there's a lot more right in it. But one of my main complaints was not only Riddler, but I was disappointed with what they did with the Batman and Catwoman relationship in that movie. So I hope that Batman and Catwoman, that relationship, get back to their form and we can actually get some good Batman Catwoman relationship within the DCU. So that's all. I really like Catwoman. She's one of my favorite Batman villains, probably my favorite Batman villain, because of the relationship and because of her ties to the Bat family and that type of stuff. And I think that there's so much potential with the Catwoman character that no one other than Michelle Pfeiffer has really touched on. Because both Batman Returns and Batman 66 have dealt with a good version of the relationship, but not these recent versions. These recent versions have been very PG versions of the relationship, which I do not like. So, yeah, so guys, that is my opinion on that. Let me guys know, that is why I want to see Catwoman in the DCU and all that. So guys, please hit the like button down below. Hit subscribe also to the little bell icon to get notified of future videos that I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.